Good evening, everybody. First, I want to say thank you all for liking our page. Today, I am going live to bring attention to an unidentified female that was found in Georgia last year, 2016. The date she was found was 5/12/2016. There's a lot of information and notes that I have compiled regarding this unidentified female. Now, it looks like it's Bibb County. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's Bibb County, Georgia. Okay, the medical examiner case number is 2016-4001926. This is why I'm going live regarding her case. I came across her case by a newspaper article saying that it's been a year since she was recovered, but yet it lacked a lot of important information like demographics of her age, her height, her weight. There was no picture, no reconstruction, no picture of maybe what she was wearing, and just lack of information to the public to have any chances of this girl actually being identified. So the newspapers, it just came across as me as a person that fights for missing and unidentified people, that if you really want to unidentified or identify someone or find someone, you want as many facts as possible when you're doing your newspaper. It was just nothing but pictures of law enforcement's vehicles. That's all fine. I had to dig around this particular article, which I'm going to add my sheet to the video afterwards. I had to do a lot of digging just to find out information regarding this unidentified. It didn't have age demographics, it didn't have MEC number, it didn't have a description of what she was wearing. It just the fact that she was found deceased, no information. But this is the information that I was actually able to dig into and find out in order to have a chance of this girl being identified. Okay, one thing I did notice is, based off of digging, again, I'm going to recap. This is medical examiner case number 2016-4001926. She was found May 12th, 2016 in Bibb County, Georgia. Now this area is known as a dumping area, and it's very, very close to a base. Let me get the right ones. I had put all the information in a spreadsheet. Okay, her case number is 15909. Now if you look at her profile, you'll see no one has been ruled out. According to there. Now, the demographics of this female is adult pre-40, in between the ages of 24, 32, Black African American. Now, their weight, they couldn't estimate it because of advanced decomposition, which is common. The estimated height is 66 inches. Now, some of the things that I'm going to say in this video may be disturbing. One thing that I found digging into her case, that the head was detached from the body. Now, the medical examiner detectives, according to the news press release that I was able to find that was way, way prior to this, she was originally recovered, is that they don't feel that she was decapitated. They feel that this was due to animal activity. Now, the one thing that I also found digging into her case, she was shot 4 times. So based off of the information I was able to find, I have no return phone call from law enforcement. I want to assist in trying identifying this girl. One thing that also could be, there was no indication that this was a sexual motive. People who are shot usually, and also that was put out, there was no indication that this was a sexual assault. Usually when someone is shot, it's usually someone who knows the person. So, you know, in order to find out who did this to her, it's important to find out who she is first. Now, another reason why the head can separate from a body that's decomposing, a lot of times when a person is strangulated, I'm sorry this is so graphic, but when a person is strangulated, which is usually associated with a sexual assault, lots of times when that's where the decomposition starts. Now, based on the fact that they think that the animals had moved her head, my guess is that she was probably shot in the head. And then it attracted that area to the animals. I know this might be a little disturbing, but also it's a little bit of factual information that people may want to know. Because a lot of people who are on this page have an interest in this field the same as I do. Now, the property was the 95th 100 block of Feagin Road, Feagin Road, which is near the Houston County line off of Highway 247. Now, according to also the reports, that a man who lives nearby found the body while checking the vacant lot, which is known as a dumping area. Now, and they also refer to the head as a skull, which is kind of strange to me, only because when someone describes someone as a skull, that means the head would be completely decomposed. I may be wrong, but I've never heard them refer to a body and then the head as a skull. There may be facts that we don't know that is the reason for that, but also if the gunshots were to her head, which would have attracted animal activity, could be the reason for that as well. Now, they do not have any idea. No one matches her description in the national database. I disagree with that because I actually found a couple possibles myself. They have gone public with this on the news in the local area, so I'm going to recommend them looking outside of the general area. But I believe the person who disposed of her is from or was from that area and is familiar with that area. Now, there were a couple news articles done originally. Again, no information, no pertinent information. From what they were saying that, you know, she did have her clothes on. There's no reports of any kind of sexual motive. So this is very, very key information. Now, this is very, very close to Robinson's Air Force Base. Not that that has a factor, I don't think. Now, this is another thing that the news article failed to report. Her clothing was black high-top lace-up boots, long-sleeve jacket, zipped front with hood, black pantyhose, footies, tan appearing pants, padded underwear bra, sleeves buttoned down, shirt collar, 2 front pockets, black panties. Now, the specific of the black panties, they note that there's white flowers on each of the buttocks. if anyone is familiar with those undergarments or how pictures could be a key, a person that certainly knows this girl would know. I know that if I had a sister, this is someone's daughter here, I would recognize certain garments. I don't know why they chose to put pictures of police cars versus a picture of this girl's shirt or pants or something. Now, they do have her dental records. Fingerprints were not available due to decomposition. And they say that they can't identify her. Samples for DNA were submitted, but they're not complete. So that means they're not running in CODIS, which is pertinent to a match being found. Now, one thing that most of you guys don't know, which I'm disturbed about, is NamUs lost huge grants in their funding. I don't know about you, but I'm pissed off. This system is pertinent to the cause. They have made huge break-in cases back unidentified back from 1979. I'm thinking about starting a petition. If you notice that there's been an increase and a decrease is because they don't have the funding anymore. And people, the people in society need to stand up. This system is crucial. This system is crucial. If you're not familiar with the database that I'm referring to, please comment below and I'll be more than happy to give you a link if you're not familiar with it. Also, the fact that she hasn't been identified after a year after original news report, not that I know of, no one has come forward. I'm going to say she's probably from outside the state or that particular county that they're reaching out to news-wise. So that's why I'm also going live today to try to identify her. If you think you may know who she is, please comment underneath this video. And I'll make sure that you get the proper information, proper law enforcement contact, medical examiner, even if you think it may be a sister or a mother. That's another thing too that they fail to say, is they haven't determined if she had a child or not. And that could be very easily determined through the autopsy, which I think is important because that means she's got kids. That could help narrow her age range, and it could help say, okay, well, that may be my mom. If you know it's someone who's never buried a child, then we know we're looking for a sibling or a parent of this person. Certain factors that are very, very important to the public in order to identify this girl is crucial in this case. I'm going to be making a couple more phone calls and reaching out to them. And hopefully we'll be able to get this information, maybe a picture, maybe request if they won't release it to us, that they release it to NamUs so that way they can at least put it in NamUs. I'll be more than willing to do a reconstruction for her if they can get permission to release it. Now, I'm going to be adding all the information that I have compiled it into a Google document in this video. Again, this video is to identify an unidentified African American female that was found last year in Bibb County, Georgia. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good evening.